Have you ever wondered why the idea of a Sigma male seems both new and ancient at the same time? In today's world, the Sigma male is often seen as a modern type of man, independent, mysterious, and unwilling to follow society's rules. But the truth is, this type of man has existed for centuries. Throughout history, there have always been men who preferred to walk alone. They were warriors, thinkers, and nomads who didn't need a tribe to survive. These men rejected the traditional alpha and beta roles, just like Sigma males today. So are Sigma males really a new concept? Or are they just a modern version of something much older? In this video, we will explore 6 reasons why Sigma males are both modern and ancient. From their self-reliance to their ability to survive anywhere, these men have always existed in one form or another. Let's dive into the first reason: independence and self-reliance. 1. Independence and self-reliance. Sigma males don't like to depend on anyone. They prefer to do things on their own and live life by their own rules. In today's world, this makes them different from most people who seek validation and support from others. They work alone, think for themselves, and don't follow trends just because everyone else does. But this way of living is not new. In ancient times, there were men who lived by their own strength, warriors who traveled alone, monks who lived in isolation, and explorers who left their homes to seek new lands. These men were not part of a tribe or a group. They relied on their own skills to survive. One example is the samurai who lived by the Ronin code. A Ronin was a samurai without a master, and he had to depend on himself to survive in feudal Japan. He was skilled in battle, but did not serve any lord. Just like modern Sigma males, he walked his own path. Whether in the past or today, true independence is rare. But for those who embrace it, like Sigma males, it brings a deep sense of freedom and strength. 2. Rejection of traditional social hierarchies. Most people fit into society's hierarchy. There are leaders, followers, and people in between. Alphas rule, betas obey, and everyone else tries to find their place. But Sigma males are different. They don't care about this system at all. They don't try to be leaders, but they also refuse to follow. They live by their own rules, outside the usual social structure. This trait is not just modern, it has existed for centuries. Many ancient warriors, thinkers, and travelers rejected traditional hierarchies and chose to live outside them. A good example is the Koryos, an Indo-European warrior group. These young men left their tribes and lived in the wild, training and surviving on their own. They had no master, no social position, and no desire to fit in. Another example is the Greek philosopher Diogenes, who refused to obey society's rules. He lived simply, rejected material wealth, and even mocked powerful leaders. He didn't want to be part of the system. He wanted to live by his own standards. Sigma males today carry this same mindset. They don't care about corporate ladders, social groups, or popularity. They create their own path, just like the ancient rebels who came before them. 3. Association with the lone wolf. Symbolism. Sigma males are often called lone wolves because they prefer solitude over social groups. They don't mind being alone, and in many ways they thrive in it. In modern times, this makes them stand out because most people seek constant interaction, approval, and belonging. But Sigma males are different. They find power in solitude. This lone wolf idea is not new. Ancient cultures have long associated the wolf with independence and strength. Many mythologies, from Norse to Native American, describe wolves as creatures of great wisdom, survival, and mystery. One famous historical figure who embodied the lone wolf mentality was Miyamoto Musashi, a legendary Japanese swordsman. He rejected traditional samurai rules, traveled alone, and perfected his swordsmanship without a master. His way of life was all about self-reliance, discipline, and solitude, traits that are very similar to the modern Sigma male. Another example comes from Viking culture, where lone warriors known as berserkers fought with wild independence, often separate from larger war bands. They didn't follow a strict chain of command, they fought on their own terms. The lone wolf is more than just a metaphor. It is a timeless symbol of men who walk their own path. Whether in ancient times or today, these men have always stood apart from the crowd. 4. Minimalistic and nomadic lifestyle. Sigma males often live with very little. They don't chase luxury or follow materialistic trends. Instead, they prefer simplicity, keeping only what they truly need. In today's world, this is seen in digital nomads, minimalists, and people who reject consumerism. They value experiences over possessions and freedom over comfort. This mindset is far from new. Throughout history, many great men have lived with only the basics, moving from place to place as they pleased. Take the ancient nomads, for example. These tribes traveled constantly, never settling in one place for too long. They didn't gather unnecessary belongings because it would slow them down. Another example is the Stoic philosophers of ancient Greece and Rome. They believed that owning fewer things made life simpler and more fulfilling. One of the most famous Stoics, Epictetus, was born a slave, but found true freedom by living with almost nothing. He taught that happiness comes from within, not from wealth or status. Samurai warriors also lived by this principle. Even though they were highly trained fighters, many lived simple and disciplined lives, focusing on their skills rather than material wealth. Sigma males today follow this same path. They don't need a big house, expensive clothes, or flashy cars to feel successful. What they seek is freedom, and by living minimally, they can go wherever they want without being tied down. 5. Emphasis on inner strength over external validation. Most people look for approval from others. They want likes on social media, praise from their peers, and recognition from society. But Sigma males don't care about any of that. Their confidence comes from within, not from what others think of them. This mindset is ancient. Many great men in history focused on inner strength rather than external rewards. Take the legendary Chinese philosopher Lao Tzu, the founder of Taoism. He taught that true power comes from within, and that those who seek external validation will never find peace. Buddhist monks also live by this principle. They spend years meditating, mastering their emotions, and finding happiness within themselves. They don't need society's approval because they have already found contentment in their own minds. A more modern example is Nikola Tesla, the genius inventor. He didn't care about fame or fortune. Instead, he focused on his work, spending his life creating groundbreaking inventions. While others sought wealth and recognition, Tesla remained dedicated to his passion, proving that true strength comes from within. Sigma males today follow this same path. They don't seek attention or approval. They don't care if people like them or not. Instead, they focus on their personal growth, learning new skills, and building a strong mindset. Just like the great thinkers and warriors of the past, they understand that real success comes from within. 6. Adaptability and survival skills. Sigma males know how to survive anywhere. Whether in a busy city, a remote forest, or an unfamiliar country, they adapt to their surroundings with ease. They don't panic when things change. They adjust and keep moving forward. This ability to adapt makes them strong in any situation. This survival mindset is nothing new. In ancient times, men who couldn't adapt didn't survive. One of the best examples is the Spartan warriors. They were trained from childhood to be tough, resourceful, and adaptable. A Spartan could survive in the wilderness with little food, navigate dangerous terrain, and fight even in the worst conditions. Another historical example is the samurai who lived by the Bushido code. They were not only skilled in battle, but also trained in strategy, philosophy, and survival. Whether in combat or in exile, they knew how to thrive in any situation. The Vikings were also highly adaptable. They traveled across oceans, explored new lands, and adjusted to different environments. Their ability to survive in harsh conditions made them one of history's most feared warrior groups. Sigma males today follow this same principle. Whether in business, travel, or daily life, they know how to adjust, learn, and survive. They don't fear change. They embrace it, just like the warriors and explorers of the past. Sigma males are often seen as a new type of man, different from the rest of society. But as we've explored, their traits are far from modern. Independence, rejection of social hierarchies, the lone wolf mindset, minimalism, inner strength, and adaptability. These are not just characteristics of today's Sigma males, but qualities found in men throughout history. From ancient warriors to great philosophers, from lone samurai to wandering monks, the Sigma way of life has always existed. These men did not seek leadership, nor did they blindly follow others. Instead, they walked their own path, finding strength in solitude and purpose in self-reliance. In today's fast-changing world, Sigma males continue to stand apart. While others chase social status and material wealth, they focus on self-improvement and personal freedom. They are the modern version of the lone warriors, thinkers, and explorers who have shaped history. The Sigma mindset is not a trend. It is a way of life that has stood the test of time. Whether in the past, present, or future, those who embrace this path will always be both modern and ancient. And that's what makes Sigma males truly unique.